everybody, it's Benny1 and I'm back at you with another ranking video, everybody. We have a new Batman movie, The Batman, everyone. I've seen it, I've reviewed it. Now it's time to go back and revise my Batman movie rankings, everybody. So this will entail all the live action and theatrically released Batman movies, which include the Lego Batman movie and one animated Batman movie, everybody. So we got 14 Batman movies on this ranking list. So now just remember, guys, this is just my opinions about how I feel about these movies and where I would place them. I did recently rewatch all these movies, and I did reviews for them like about a year ago, so I'm not going to re-review all the movies. And I do have a ranking of these movies that I put out about a year ago already, but I had to throw in the new movie, and I'm pretty sure the Snyder cut was not in that one also. So yes, this is just my opinion and how I feel about these movies. We all view movies differently, so I do want you guys to put your ranking down in the comment so we can chat about it, because everybody's rankings are always going to be a little bit different. They might be similar in ways, but they're always going to be different. So subscribe if you're new to this channel. I appreciate everybody. Like the video. Appreciate it. Helps out a lot. And let's dive right into this ranking, everybody. So to start off at number 14, we're going with Justice League, 2017's Justice League. The Justice League, if you want to call it. This movie is just flat out disgusting after the Snyder cut came out and everything that we've heard about it. It's a monstrosity. I'm not really going to talk about it a whole lot. It's very unwatchable now. I actually haven't watched it since the Snyder cut came out. I watched it before it just so I could get a comparison to see how much it changed. Yeah, it was kind of gross what the studio did with Zack stepping away because of a death in his family. And I feel like they took advantage of that situation and tried to change his movie, and it made it really, really bad because they took a 4-hour movie and turned it into a 2-hour movie. And it's gross. This is easily the worst movie on this list by far. Like, by far. We're not going to talk about that anymore because everybody knows about this movie now. So that was number 14. Number 13 is going to be Batman and Robin, everyone. So I was 10 years old when this movie came out. So I enjoyed this as a kid. I enjoyed this movie and Batman Forever because I was young, and the bright colors and the silliness, the campiness, I attached to it because I was a child, because this movie basically was made to sell toys. Like, they designed so much stuff in this movie based off of the toy line, which that right there alone just tells you why the movie ended up the way it was. I mean, Arnold Schwarzenegger, literally his entire dialogue in the movie is one-liners after one-liners after one-liners. And I would say that this is the closest live-action Batman that we have gotten to the Adam West era Batman in modern times. So they literally went all out for it. And George Clooney, he did not do the greatest job playing Batman. He's a great actor. He was given a script, and I know he did what he could with it, but damn. And he's even apologized. He still apologizes to people today about this movie. It's a bad movie. You literally, when you make a movie to sell toys, there you go. That's all you need to say about it. So that was number 13. Number 12 is going to be Batman 66, everyone. The live-action movie of the Adam West Batman TV series from the 60s. And you know what? For what this movie is, and I'm going to say from here on up, I think the quality of movies is a lot better than number 13 and 14. Batman and Robin and that nasty Justice League movie. I would say I thoroughly enjoy all of the movies from 12 on up. Now, obviously, I had to put them in order of how I like them. But this one captures and emulates what Batman was in the comic books back in this time. So for what Batman was in the comic books and everything, and what people saw him as, this was a perfect representation of Batman at the time. But over the time, it's super campy. And this version of Batman doesn't really work out very well as a 2-hour movie. It's silly, it's quirky, it's funny, it's entertaining to watch, but I do think the runtime of it really hurts it a lot. And Adam West is great in it. He was perfect to play Batman in this role. But as far as a movie goes, with all these other movies, I had to put it at number 12. I respect it for what it was. I enjoy it because I watched this stuff when I was a kid. I remember watching the show on TV when I was a kid. So that was number 12, was Batman 66. Number 11 is going to be Joel Schumacher's first Batman movie, Batman Forever, which I thought Batman Forever kind of kept about half of what Tim Burton did in his two movies. And then Joel Schumacher brought that bright, vibrant kind of Batman 66 quirky, funny era and mixed them together. And that's what I felt like this movie did. And Val Kilmer was okay as Batman. I thought he did a decent job. His Bruce Wayne was weird, I will say. I do know that there is a version of this movie that's very darker and it's longer. That's out there. It's well known that it's out there now, but I don't know if we'll ever get to see it. I will say at least they try and do a character study and they do a deep dive with Bruce Wayne and the trauma of him years later still dealing with his parents. At least they tried to do something with that, and I can respect that. But overall, I mean, just the campiness and the quirkiness, the villains. I mean, Jim Carrey is literally Jim Carrey instead of the Riddler. Tommy Jones's Two-Face is very Joker-ish, and Nicole Kidman's character, Chase Meridian, she's just got the horn dog on for Val Kilmer's Batman in his rubber suit. So it's just it was the beginning of what Batman and Robin turned into. So that was number 11. Number 10 is going to be the Lego Batman movie. And I'm going to say I did not put this movie here because I hate it. I love the Lego Batman movie, but I look at it as what it is. And it's a funny Lego movie, and it's, because of the popularity of the Lego movie, we got the Lego Batman movie, which is awesome. You get so many villains, pretty much all of his villains from his rogue gallery. You get Robin, Batgirl. I mean, you get Warner Brothers properties thrown in there. It's crazy. It's over the top. It's a Lego action, and it's a fun freaking Lego animated movie. It's very entertaining, and it kind of does a little bit of a deep dive with Batman and Bruce Wayne as a character, which I can appreciate. And I think Will Arnett is perfect for this Lego Batman version of Batman. I just think he's great as the voice for this character. So that was number 10. Number 9 is going to be Batman Returns, the second Tim Burton movie. And my thing with this movie is, and this one came out in 92 and I was like 5. So I watched this a lot. I watched Batman 89. The two Tim Burton and the Joel Schumacher Batman movies, those 4 movies are like what I grew up with watching Batman. Like, that's what I grew up with. And Batman Returns is it's dark. And the thing about it is like, it's a Tim Burton movie. Like, I feel like he did Batman 89, but then we get this one, and it was like he got full reins to do whatever he wanted with the characters, the villains, because he goes there. Like, he takes the Penguin and he turns him into a human man-looking penguin thing with Danny DeVito. And Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman literally goes there with Catwoman. Like, she gets nibbled on and eaten by a bunch of cats, and it turns her into Catwoman, and she's got 9 lives. Like, they go there. It's very Tim Burton-esque, which it's okay. Like, I don't mind it. But the biggest problem with this movie is like, it's not focused on Batman. Tim Burton focuses on the villains too much. And Batman like appears in the first part of the movie, and then you don't see him for like another 35 minutes, and it drags the movie down for me. So that was number 9. Number 8 is Batman 89, Tim Burton's first Batman movie. This movie is very important for superhero comic book movies, because when this came out, you had Christopher Reeve's Superman movies. That was it, really. So this was very important to show that we could do other characters. And when this came out, it was huge. Michael Keaton, people loved this movie. They hated when he was cast, but after the movie came out, loved him. Like, and I think this movie suffers kind of from the same thing, that Tim Burton focuses too much on the villains instead of Batman, who the movie really should be about. Because he appears and then he disappears for almost 30 minutes again. And they solely focus a lot on the Joker. And I feel like over time, the more I watch this movie, the story and the script is a mess. It's very, like, just jumpy and here and there. It feels like there's a lot of stuff missing to make the story flow more evenly. I mean, Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson's Joker and Batman, fantastic. Like, I'm not hating on the movie. I'm just trying to explain why I'm placing it where I'm placing it. I just think over time, the more I watch it and the new iterations of this character we get in movies, these two Tim Burton movies just don't age very well for me. So that's why I put that one at number 8. Number 7 is going to be Batman versus Superman: Dawn of Justice, everybody. The ultimate cut, because you don't watch the theatrical cut. It's only the ultimate cut, because the ultimate cut adds in a bunch of stuff that actually makes the story make more sense and flow better. So the theatrical versions of 2 movies on this list are garbage. So Ben Affleck's Batman in this is brutal as hell. Frank Miller's Batman taken right out of the comic books and slapped right on the page. And I love that we get to see a grizzled, older Batman that has totally given up on hope and basically humanity in a way. Like, he's just, and it also shows how he's gripping and dealing with Superman being on Earth and being who he is, and it scares the living hell out of him. And I like this movie. I really think people shit on this movie way too much. Like, I really do. I don't know why people shit on this movie too much. It's very stunning, because Zack Snyder is amazing at just shooting movies and getting these stunning visual shots and effects, and I love it. And the warehouse Batman scene, I still think is probably the best action sequence we have gotten with a live action Batman, even after seeing the new Batman. Like, I really do. I'm not quite sure why people dog on this movie so much. I get the Lex Luthor stuff. That version of Lex Luthor is garbage. I understand. So, but that was number 7, everybody. Number 6 is Batman: Mask of the Phantasm, everybody. And this is the only, well, besides the Lego movie, it's the only animated movie on this list. But this was released in movie theaters, and I was a massive fan of this animated series. And I think it's the best comic book animated series of a character they have ever done to date. Like, ever done. And this movie shows an origin story for this version of Batman. We get a cool new villain, which I cannot believe they have not put in a live action movie. Great story. The Joker's intertwined in it with his origin story. It's a detective animated movie. Like this, if you haven't seen Batman: Mask of the Phantasm, you need to do yourself a favor and you need to go watch it. It is a fantastic movie, not just a Batman animated movie. It is a great movie, people. Like, seriously, great movie. So that was number 6. Number 5 is going to be Justice League: The Snyder Cut, everybody. That is right. This movie fits perfectly with Man of Steel, and then Batman versus Superman, and then we get the Snyder Cut. We finally got to see Zack Snyder's true vision of what this movie should have been, and it's epic, like epic scale. And we get this version of Batman from Ben Affleck where Batman versus Superman, he lost all hope for everything, and he was so freaked out by Superman. We get his version of Batman that gets his hope back and stops killing people, stops murdering people. He's not super dark like he was in Batman versus Superman. So we get to see this different, lighter side of Ben Affleck's Batman and his Bruce Wayne in this movie. And as a leader of the Justice League, getting them all together. And this movie is just, it's epic. It's such a good comic book movie. It's not the best comic book movie. I'm not one of those people that says that. But for a 4-hour freaking Justice League epic comic book movie, it's fantastic. And I like the version of Batman we got in this movie, like, and I'm excited to see this Batman in the Flash movie continue on to grow more. And if it is his last time playing Batman, then damn it, I'm very sad, but I'm happy we get to see him in one more movie. So that was number 5. Number 4 is going to be The Dark Knight Rises, everybody. That's right, the third epic movie in the Nolan trilogy. Yes, it's the weakest one in the Nolan trilogy. The story does not flow very well because Nolan is known for his like scripts being very tight, they flow great. There's really no plot holes in his movies, but this movie there was, because I think with Heath Ledger passing away, unfortunately, I think it did kind of alter and affect how he was going to do this trilogy and finish it off. So he just went for it, man. And yes, the movie has plot holes, but we get a bookend and an end to this trilogy for this awesome version of Batman. Like, we get to see a beginning, a middle, and an end act, and I think it's a very satisfying end. Yes, there's plot holes galore, like, don't get me wrong, there really is, but it's epic. It's awesome. Like, Bane is a badass villain. Christian Bale's Batman, his Batman voice gets a little out of control in this movie. Like, a lot out of control, actually. But it's such an epic, entertaining movie. Like, it really, really is. So that was number 4. Number 3, everybody, is going to be the new Batman movie, everyone. And this is a version of Batman that we have not seen on the live action screen yet to date. And we got it. And I enjoy it. I'm really excited to watch this movie again because I loved it. Like, I thought it was fantastic. Robert Pattinson's Batman is vicious, gritty, dark, emotional as hell. His Bruce Wayne is really non-existent, but by the end of the movie, he gets that glimmer of hope and realizes what kind of hero he needs to be to help Gotham. Like, he actually needs to be a hero, not this vengeful, night-fearing Batman person that puts... And they really show that in the movie, is that people are freaked the hell out by this guy. And they just... The violence, the action, the Batmobile in this movie is freaking awesome. And the Riddler... You got a freaking Zodiac, like, serial killer version of the Riddler in this movie. Catwoman was great. Colin Farrell's performance as the Penguin, I think, is a standout in this movie. Like, fantastic job, seriously. Like, Jeffrey Wright's Gordon, fantastic. You get to see Gordon and Batman working together the most you've ever seen them working together in a movie. It was great. It really is. And over time... I don't know, this might edge out number 2 and 1. I don't know, but I've only seen it once. So that was number 3. Number 2 is going to be Batman Begins, everyone. This is like a perfect origin story movie for Batman. It's perfect. Christian Bale's casting was great. He's a great Batman. We get to see literally how he gets trained by the League of Assassins with Ra's al Ghul, who is a great villain. We get the Scarecrow. The freaking Tumbler Batmobile, my favorite Batmobile still. Awesome. Just the story that they established with him in Gotham, coming back, being this hero, him going on this journey after his parents died to learn how to fight and come back and try and save the city as this masked vigilante. Like, it's just a great origin story. Lots of year 1 vibes from the comic books. It's great, you guys. Like, I love Batman Begins. I think it's the best origin story for a comic book character we have ever gotten. So that was number 2. And number 1, still, everyone, is The Dark Knight. It just is. It's not a totally perfect movie, but damn it, the script, the acting, Heath Ledger's performance as the Joker is just flat out amazing still today. Christian Bale's Batman in this, I love the new suit that he gets in the movie. It's just the The Tumblr gets a cool action sequence. They take Heat and they mash it together with what Nolan was doing with Batman Begins, and they just grow it, and you get this awesome mixed version of Heat and Batman, comic book movie. It just a freaking crime thriller. It's a great freaking movie. The performances all across the board are amazing. Aaron Eckhart's Two-Face, fantastic. Maggie Gyllenhaal, she does an okay replacing playing Rachel Dawes. She does a good job. It's not horrible. It's still the best Batman movie by far. Well, not by far, but sometimes I think about putting Batman Begins in the #1 spot, but I always enjoy The Dark Knight more when I watch it. The freaking score that Hans Zimmer does for the Nolan trilogy is fantastic. So that was #1, everybody, and that was my ranking for all of the theatrically released Batman movies, everybody. Now, don't forget, I want you guys to put your comments down below how you would rank these movies so we can chat about it, everybody. All right, I thank you for watching this video. I appreciate it, and I'll be catching you on the tube later because I have spoken.